Hi there. Jonathan and I are going to take you through some capabilities that we've just released, which is our second feature pack in 2013 for IBM Web Experience Factory. To set the scene, our core focus is giving you the tooling to deliver those exceptional digital experiences. So everything from the front end, cool dojo widgets, through to the transformation, as well as accessing the back end. Developer productivity is another core focus area for us. So making you, the developer, your teams and your organizations as productive as possible to be able to deliver these experiences to your end users. Another key focus area for us is multi-channel sites. So having a single application or portlet being able to be delivered to your desktop browser, mobile browser, whether it be tablet or smartphone, or to the native device using hybrid technology from Worklight. So this is another key focus area, is making it really easy and quick for you to be able to develop a single application that runs across all those different form factors and technologies. Earlier this year we delivered a feature pack. It focused in multi-channel and responsive UI support. We provided some new capabilities around responsive web design, or RWD, as well as support for the latest and greatest content template catalog, or CDC templates. We also provided a new Worklight camera builder to be able to access the device camera when using a native device. So we've just released the second feature pack, and we want to get the latest and greatest technology in your hands so you can develop them for developing those exceptional digital experiences. We've provided new desktop support for developing multi-channel applications for client-side applications. Previously we just did it on mobile. Now we're doing desktop as well, and that allows you to create these high-performing applications and also deals with low bandwidth situations. We'll go into a little detail in a couple of slides. We're also improving the multi-channel capabilities. For example, some new Worklight builders that give you access to more capability on the native device. And we've also improved developer productivity tooling. So we've made it easier and quicker for you to be able to develop and learn how to use the new technology as well. Okay, let's have a look at the client-side capabilities. So when you hit an application or a site, we deliver some initial JavaScript down to the device, and then subsequent transactions between the server and the client are minimized down to some JSON data. This can improve performance and also help situations where you might be dealing with a mobile application or over low bandwidth. We've extended this to desktop support. So now you can get those fast interactive applications running on your desktop browsers as well as your mobile device. Second key area is around Worklight support. So we've enhanced it with some new builders. Jonathan will show you this. We've also provided support for the latest and greatest Worklight version 6, which includes a whole set of new capabilities. If you look at the screen over there, when you're looking at the native application, you might get some extra capability. For example, you can deposit a check, take a picture of a check, where on the left-hand side, if you're looking at it from a mobile browser which doesn't have the camera support, you wouldn't get that feature. So that's some of the cool capability provided with Web Experience Factory, using profiling to access the device capabilities depending on how you're accessing the business application. And we've continued to improve developer productivity. We've got some new builders and we've enhanced some existing ones. This is really about focused on making you more productive, also making it easier for teams and developers to be able to learn how to use the new technology. So that's pretty cool. So let's have a look at a cool demo.
Okay, thanks Adam. In this demo I'm going to show some examples of applications that were built using the new feature pack for Web Experience Factory, and then I'll show a little bit about how some of the applications were built. This is an example of a banking website. I'm going to show it first here on my desktop browser, and then I'll show it on some mobile devices. I've got a number of different applications here. I can view my accounts, see the list of accounts, or a chart. I can drill down and see the recent transactions for any of the accounts, and I can filter by the transaction type and the date. I can find locations for banks, branches, or offices, see a map, get directions if I want. For transferring funds, I can use this form here, select the source and destination, the amount, and then preview it and initiate it. I can pay bills. Again, select the account and the payee and so forth. If I'm a new customer, I can apply for an account, and here I can step through a series of forms, review the information, and then submit it. Now let's look over at a couple of other devices at the same website. This is an Android emulator, and I'm accessing the same URL, the same website, but you can see it's now laid out differently for my smartphone device. I have access to all the same applications. Here's my list of accounts. Again, I can see a chart or a list, and I can see my recent transactions and filter by the transaction type or the date. And notice that the UI is optimized for this smartphone device. It's a simpler display and it's laid out nicely for the device. A couple of the other applications. Here's the transfer funds. Again, it's the same functionality, but I've got a UI that's appropriate for my smartphone device. Moving over to one more device, here's an iPad emulator. Again, accessing the same website, same URL, and I've got all the same applications. Here's my account list, my transactions. I can find locations, transfer funds, and so forth. Now let's have a look at some of what you can do when you combine this with IBM's Worklight product. And for this, I'm going to display my real phone device, because in this case I want to use the device camera. This is my Samsung Galaxy device, and let me just point out that so far I've been accessing this website through the browsers of the mobile device. And I can do that here. I'm going to tap the link that goes to the home page of this banking site. And this is what we saw before, but let me point out one thing on this list of links. Notice that there's no application or no link here for depositing a check. That function is not available from this browser view of the website. However, if I go back out to my home screen, and now I'm going to launch this Worklight app, and this Worklight app points to the same website, so I've got all the applications that you saw before, but now I additionally have one for depositing a check. So let me bring up that application. And here you can see I've got buttons for taking a picture of the front and the back of the check. So let me do that. I'm going to tap the button for the check front, snap a picture of my check, save it, and then do the same thing for the back of the check. Puts the phone into camera mode, take a picture, save it, and then I can fill out the other information, the amount, a memo if I want. And then when I push the continue button, it'll submit the pictures and the other information up to the server. I can verify it and then submit it and deposit this check. Okay, now let's go over to the Web Experience Factory Designer IDE and have a quick look at how some of these applications were built. This is the account activity model, the one that shows me a list of accounts and lets me view the transactions. The accounts list view in this case was generated by this client view and form builder. It's a very high level builder that generates lists and views of application data, in this case coming from a service that I've created. The UI is formatted partly by using this data layout builder. This is showing one of the new layouts that's part of this feature pack, and this is where I can select the different data fields and how they're placed into the layout that I'm using. The application form that we saw was generated by this model, and this one uses one of the new builders in this feature pack, the application page builder. And in this case, it's being used to generate the data entry forms, the series of forms that you can step through to complete an application. One more model, the check deposit model. This one again uses the client view and form builder to generate the form, and it uses the camera builder to generate the camera functionality. So it's used once here for the front picture and again for the back picture. And let me bring up that builder. And you can see that you can just point and click, select the page where you want the camera to be invoked from, select the layout and some other options. And then this builder will generate all the code that's needed to put the phone into camera mode, save the picture, submit it up to the server, and so forth. One more thing I want to show here in the designer is the list of wizards that are available in this feature pack. These can help you really quickly get started building models that implement a number of different design patterns. Some of these are for client-side applications, such as this one here. Some are for server-side applications, such as this one and this one. And then there are some that can be used either client-side or server-side. So for example, this one was used to generate that multi-page form application that we saw. And here you can, for example, select the provider that you want to use, and you have an option for whether the model should run as a server-side or client-side application. Alright, so that was a quick look at some of the tools that we use to build these applications. Now I'm going to turn back over to Adam to wrap things up.
Okay, that was great. So to summarize quickly, our core focus is again about giving you the tooling to be productive, to be able to create those exceptional digital experiences. The key new capabilities in the feature pack are the new client-side support for multi-channel and desktop browsers. New multi-channel capabilities, for example, we looked at that new Worklight builder and new Worklight 6 support, and also those enhancements around developer productivity. Probably the most important link over here is the factory community one. Please join it. We have tons of cool information that's available in that community. You get access to experts, and we have articles over there from customers, partners, and also IBMers explaining how they leverage the technology to meet their business requirements. So thanks for your time, and hope to hear about you, and I'd love to hear a cool blog article or see a cool blog article from you letting us know some of the cool things that you're up to. Thanks for watching.